welcome to our channel, where we uncover hidden truths and challenge conventional beliefs. Today, we're diving into a topic that has intrigued humanity for centuries: the Bible, HIDE, the truth of God and creation. Could it be that the Bible contains deeper, concealed meanings about the origins of life and the divine that mainstream interpretations miss? Prepare to be amazed as we unravel these mysteries and uncover SHOCKING revelations. Make sure you stick around until the end, because this information could change how you see the world forever. Let's get started. What if the Bible has been telling us a story much deeper and much darker than we've ever imagined? Forget everything you've been taught about the universe being spoken into existence out of nothing. Genesis 1:2 explicitly states, "Now the earth was formless and void, and darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters." Did you catch that? Water, chaos. Something was already there. This isn't creation ex nihilo, creation from nothing. This is something far more profound: the transformation, the ordering of pre-existing chaos. Think about it. Across the ancient world, cultures told stories of primordial chaos. The Babylonians had Tiamat, the raging ocean goddess, whose body was split in two to form the heavens and the earth. The Egyptians spoke of the waters of none, the infinite formless void from which creation emerged. These aren't just coincidences, they're parallels. The Hebrew text of Genesis doesn't exist in isolation. It's part of a much older shared tradition, tapping into a universal cultural memory of chaos and creation. But here's where the Bible flips the script. In Babylonian myths, creation is an act of violence. Marduk slays Tiamat and carves the world from her corpse. Creation is born out of a bloody battle. But in Genesis, there's no cosmic struggle, no battle, no blood. God doesn't fight chaos. He simply speaks, and order emerges. Light pierces the darkness. Land rises from the waters. Life fills the void. It's an act of supreme power, yes, but it's also an act of profound simplicity. God doesn't destroy chaos, He transforms it. The Bible takes the ancient framework of chaos and creation and redefines it. It's not a story of conflict. It's a story of divine authority, of peace triumphing over disorder, of a creator whose word alone brings the cosmos into balance. What does that tell us about the God of Genesis? What does it tell us about creation itself? It's a story that's not just ancient, it's timeless. And maybe, just maybe, it's the story we need right now. Let's take a closer look at the Hebrew word for deep, Pihom. It shares the same root as Tiamat, the primordial goddess of chaos from Babylonian mythology. Coincidence? Hardly. The biblical authors knew exactly what they were doing. They weren't writing in isolation. They were engaging with the mythological frameworks of their time, reframing them, challenging them, and sometimes completely subverting them. For centuries, theologians embraced the idea of creation ex nihilo, creation from nothing, because it fit their philosophical frameworks. But the Bible itself tells a different story. This is a story of chaos and order, a divine power that doesn't annihilate what came before, but reshapes it. The implications are profound. What does it mean to believe in a God who doesn't erase chaos, but transforms it? Who works within the frameworks of ancient myths, yet tells a story unlike any other? The gods of the ancient world are hidden in plain sight, but the God of the Bible takes those narratives and redefines them. And that's where the Bible, often seen as just a collection of old texts, becomes something much bigger. What if the cornerstone of monotheism is actually leaving us breadcrumbs that point to a much older, more intricate spiritual framework? Let's start with the very first chapter of Genesis. The text refers to God using the term Elohim. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Elohim is a plural word. Linguistically, it means gods, not God in the singular sense. But throughout the text, this plural noun is paired with singular verbs. This creates a strange and deliberate tension. Why would the authors use a plural term to describe a singular deity? It's almost as if the text is whispering a secret one that suggests the concept of God wasn't always as singular as later traditions portray. Now, here's where things get even more fascinating. The Bible contains subtle, yet undeniable, references to a divine council, a pantheon, if you will. Take Psalm 82, for example. God presides in the great assembly. He renders judgment among the gods. Did you catch that? Among the gods. That's not metaphorical. It's a glimpse into a worldview where the God of Israel wasn't alone, but stood among other deities. And it doesn't stop there. In Job 1:6, we read about the sons of God presenting themselves before the Lord. These sons of God are part of this divine assembly, a celestial council gathered in the presence of Yahweh. What does this mean? It means the Bible might be preserving echoes of an ancient, complex spiritual framework, a time when the divine world wasn't seen as singular and isolated but teeming with celestial beings, hierarchies, and councils. Rather than dismissing this as a relic of polytheistic origins, it enriches our understanding of how the concept of God evolved and how the authors of the Bible were both preserving and redefining the spiritual landscape of their time. What if the story of monotheism is more layered than we've been taught? What if the God we know didn't just rise above the chaos of creation, but also above the chaos of the divine council itself? The Bible's whispers invite us to listen, see, loser. Who or what are the Elohim? In the Bible, this term refers to divine beings, celestial entities that form part of a divine council. This isn't some fringe idea. It aligns perfectly with ancient Near Eastern cosmology. In those cultures, kings and deities often worked within a structured hierarchy of divine authority. At first glance, this might sound like polytheism. But here's where the Bible's narrative takes a sharp and fascinating turn. Unlike other ancient texts, the Bible doesn't deny the existence of other gods. Instead, it systematically elevates one deity, Yahweh, above all others. And then there's Deuteronomy 32:8-9, one of the most debated passages in biblical scholarship. In some of the oldest manuscripts, it describes how the Most High divided the nations among the sons of God, and Yahweh's portion was his people, Jacob his inheritance. What does this mean? It suggests a divine delegation, where Yahweh was assigned Israel, while other gods were given responsibility over other nations. Far from erasing this worldview, the Bible transforms it. Over time, Israel's theology evolved. Yahweh wasn't just one among the gods. He became the singular, all-powerful creator, the God above all gods. But why does this matter? Because it reveals the Bible's roots in an ancient world full of complex spiritual hierarchies. It shows us how the biblical authors were engaging with, reframing, and redefining the theological narratives of their time. This isn't just a story of faith, it's a story of transformation. The Bible isn't denying the divine council. It's proclaiming Yahweh's absolute authority over it. In understanding this, we gain a richer perspective of the biblical text and the revolutionary ideas it brought to a world steeped in polytheism. Yahweh isn't just another God, he's the God of gods. What if the Bible's origins aren't as straightforward as we've been taught? This isn't the story of a world where there was only ever one God. It's the story of a spiritual landscape teeming with divine beings, where one God rose to dominate the narrative. And the echoes of that ancient worldview, they're still embedded in the text like shadows of a forgotten past, or one we've chosen to overlook. Take the name El Shaddai, often translated as God Almighty. Some scholars argue it originally referred to a Canaanite deity whose identity was later absorbed into Yahweh's. This suggests the Bible isn't just a sacred text. It's also a theological battleground, a story of absorbing, redefining, and ultimately consolidating many gods into one. Even the creation story in Genesis isn't as unique as it might seem. It's part of a larger, older tapestry of creation myths spanning cultures and continents. Consider the Enuma Elish, the Babylonian creation epic that predates Genesis by centuries. It tells of the god Marduk, who defeats Tiamat, the goddess of chaos, and uses her body to form the heavens and the earth. Genesis may not have copied the story word for word, but it echoes the same themes: chaos, divine power, and the ordering of the cosmos. The key difference? Genesis strips away the violence. It transforms the narrative into something radically different, a single, all-powerful God-speaking creation into existence without struggle or conflict. Welcome to Blessovia Science TV, where we take you on an exhilarating journey through the cosmos and unravel the mysteries of science. We are excited to offer you the opportunity to become a valued member of our ever-growing community of cosmic enthusiasts and knowledge seekers. Exclusive access to cosmic content. As a member of Blessovia Science TV, you will gain exclusive access to a treasure trove of cosmic content, including documentaries, interviews with leading scientists, space missions updates, and awe-inspiring visualizations of the universe, live Q, and sessions with experts. Your membership will grant you the chance to participate in live Q and sessions with renowned scientists, astronomers, and space explorers. Get your burning questions answered by those who push the boundaries of human knowledge. Embark on a journey that spans the cosmos and join us in unraveling the secrets of the universe. Become a Blessovia Science TV member today, and together we will reach for the stars. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, and share. Don't forget to leave your comment.